Okay, now we have basically finished our module. We have finished what I like to call the mechanical part of the module. At this point, if you wanted to, you could put your module in with the rest of our layout, and you could go ahead and run trains and what have you. Which some of the guys in our club, this is as far as they've got. But now we're coming into the creative side of it. This is the part that I really enjoy doing, and you just let your imagination run wild, and you try to replicate what you see in nature. So anyhow, this here is going to be a rock face, and this is going to be my waterfall. So I'm going to start carving rocks here. And you want a really good sharp knife for this. This is an Olfa 18 millimeter, and you'll see that this is a really nice sharp blade. I'm just going to start here by carving little spots here and there, trying to make the edge taper a little bit, like so. And then right here we got this overhanging part, so let's go ahead and make this a little more intricate. And it's like I said, you just use your imagination and have at it. For doing the rocks, I do all these really close horizontal strokes. This is a sedimentary type rock, like limestone, which is, you see a lot of this in eastern Ontario. So you just go ahead and just keep carving them like that. Just nice little lines. And this is where the sharp knife really comes in, because if you have a dull knife, it just grabs it. Take that far up the corner here. And let's go ahead and get this bottom part as well. Just do as many, and how far apart your lines are here is how fine you want your strata to be. In this case, I want it pretty fine, so I'm just going to carve all kinds of little lines this way. And you can be random with this. There's no set pattern or anything like that. Okay, now that I've done all the horizontal strokes, I start doing a few vertical strokes as well. Do a couple on an angle, this way, that way. Get the bottom here done as well. Just keep carving away, having fun. Okay, so right now we have all kinds of little lines in there. So my next step is I'm just going to take this little putty knife and I'm going to drag it over the top like so. And what that's going to do is going to knock out some of the pieces, and it's going to leave some. You can see now why in Eastern Ontario there are so many stone houses. This is the natural building material that our ancestors had to work with. And if there were no logs available, or they wanted something a little more substantial than logs, they built their houses out of limestone. And those are all those stone houses you see now. Now, looking at this, I want to get this top a little bit more. So I'm going to do a little more carving on her. Okay, now let's go ahead and take this. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, that's too uniform to my liking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a little notch out right here. And another one just like that. Now, let's go ahead and carve this up some. There we go. Now, what do we got here? Let's get under here just a little bit. Now, just for something different, let's put a bit of a crevice in right here. Working down. There we go. Line it here on that. Like I say, this is just all imagination. What do you want it to be? Cut a little out here, make a bit of a notch back into the ground above. That can kind of simulate where we have runoff water. There we go. Now, that's looking pretty good. Now, just to fine tune this, I have a wire brass brush here. And I'll just run along like so. Kind of scratch the surface a little bit. And really make a few more lines look a little more fine. There we are. That's starting to look pretty good. Now, while we're here, let's go over to the waterfall part. There we are. Now, my road's coming across here. The lake is coming down here. It's going to run down. So I want to make my waterfall in a couple of different bubbles and bumps here. Let's take this one and notch him back just a bit. Now, this one in here a little bit. The best way to do this stuff, if you either have a picture handy that you want to work from, or just kind of remember what you see in nature, and you just try to replicate that. The great thing about it is nature is random, so it makes it so much nicer because nature is so random. So I just want to carve out a waterfall here. Carving away. When I was talking about wetting this foam, it reminded me of a joke I heard one time not too long back. There's this couple old guys that were sitting on a park bench, and the one old guy says, "Man," he says, "am I ever feeling my age?" He says, "My bones hurt, my muscles hurt. And I wake up every day just feeling old." The other old guy, he says, "Really?" You know, it's pretty sad when even the camera shuts off in the middle of your joke. Anyways, the other old guy, he says, "Really?" He says, "I feel just like a newborn. I've got no hair and I got no teeth, and I think I just wet my pants." Well, anyhow, that was my joke. But this is what the rock looks like now that I've got her all carved up. And this is my waterfall area here. It's going to be a series of falls underneath the road. And there's the other section we did earlier. And then up here, I'm going to fill in here and put a little sculpture mold in and make her a little bit like a beach up in here in the lake. So anyways, that will be my next step. We will mix up some sculpture mold and put it in there. Alrighty, I've got my sculpture mold mixed up, and I'm going to start right up here with the lake area. So just get this spread out. Make kind of like a nice beach area right there. Just spread it out as smooth as you can, and when it's halfway dry you can come back and spread it out, smooth it out a little more. It's not too shabby there. Over here. I think you'll see that the sculpture mold is pretty much finished. We got this all done here, kind of tapered in so it'll look kind of like a little beach. I went ahead and sealed up the seam there where I'm going to be pouring water here. And where the edge of the road is, and it's going to look like fill. I kind of got that done in. And did a little there. And did a little bit of, look like talus when it's down at the bottom. I did the edge of the road bed on the railroad itself, so it would have tapered ballast when it's done. And got the, around the culverts filled in. And I had a couple extra little bits, so I made a couple of little stick-up stones so that I wouldn't have to throw the sculptor mold out. So there we are. We just have to wait for that to dry, and then we will get on with the painting part. Bye.